We're recording.
I know we are. Okay, guys, hello. This is Joey here, and I am joined by Jacob as always.
Joey, you know what I give this movie?
We're bringing this joke over and over again, aren't we? Okay.
We're gonna beat it like a dead horse.
Alright. Where did that expression come from anyway? I want to know.
The expression comes from, you have to beat a horse to get it going. So it's like you kill the horse by beating it.
You killed the horse and you
killed the horse and you're still beating it.
That's horrifying. Okay, so you've probably already guessed by the title of this video, we are doing a quick discussion and kind of semi-review of Man of Steel, which is just recently came out in theaters. And Jacob and I both saw it separately. Now, I saw it at the midnight screening, and I saw it in regular 2D. Now, what did you see it in?
I saw it in 2D, and I saw it for free, so it was that much sweeter.
Wow, and I spent 20 bucks. Thank you for that. Okay, so I want to open this off by asking what your biggest positive and biggest negative of this movie is.
Biggest positive, Michael Shannon. I fucking love him and everything else he's in, and I loved him as Zod.
I agree. I thought his performance was great.
My mom thought he looked like a retarded child half the time.
I don't get your mom.
I tried to explain to her, you know, Zod is an over-the-top character, so Michael Shannon was trying to be
over-the-top, militaristic. And, you know, there's something about his voice that I liked.
Yeah, his voice too. He had the
I know, because it seemed. If there's one, you know what my biggest negative is? The line "Kneel before Zod" was not in this movie.
I know, it should have been. Kneel before Zod!
You know, part of me wants that to have been there, but the other part of me says it would have been completely ridiculous if he had said it.
It was ridiculous already.
Yeah, but you know, there was a part. Remember where he's in the spaceship and he basically kneels down right before Zod?
He does. He was.
So I think that might have been like a little reference.
But he was
possibly.
also coughing up blood.
True. Kneel and cough up blood before Zod.
Zod is known as lung cancer.
Okay, so what about your biggest negative in the movie?
My biggest negative had to have been the ending. Because I wasn't expecting them to have Superman do that. I'm not going to mention it.
Okay, we'll get to that when we get to that. Because I have a whole list here of all the things I want to get to. Okay, I know where you're coming from, and I have a different opinion than you of that part, and we'll.
I know it's supposed to be like.
I know. We'll
Superman
like I said, we'll get to that when we get to that. So my biggest positive of this movie, I think, really is the acting from everybody.
I liked it.
Everyone was fantastic.
The guy they chose for Superman had that kind of like wisdom to him.
Henry Cavill was perfect Superman, and you know, I swear there were some moments where I swear to God he looks exactly like Christopher Reeve.
He kind of does. He kind of does.
Like the one part where he's going up against like the beam from Zod's like machine. He's like trying to fight. He's getting the strength to get up. Something about his face, like it might be like his jawline or something.
Joey,
but he looks like Christopher Reeve.
I feel really bad to say this, but I fell asleep once during this movie.
Really?
But here's the thing. It was for only a few seconds, and it was right at the end when the end of the showdown with Superman and Zod happened.
Oh.
It was right at the end of that.
Oh, so you might have missed a couple of Easter eggs.
Easter eggs,
I'm going to ask you right now, did you catch any?
No.
Well, okay,
I don't analyze movies like you do. I'm not like, whoa, what's here? What's not supposed to be here?
I caught a couple of them, and I'll tell you about that when we get there.
Look, there's some Converse. Those supposed to be there.
Okay,
Look, some Ugg boots.
let's discuss the acting since we were on that. Henry Cavill, I think, is perfect as Superman.
He had the penis.
Ooh, and like we both said, Michael Shannon.
Michael Shannon.
Just.
I like Michael Shannon
Great job.
in everything he's in, and I think he was a great.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear of him before he was cast as Zod, and then I went back and watched a couple of his movies, and he's actually pretty good.
There's one movie that's bad that he actually kind of makes good.
What movie is that?
I don't remember the name of it, but it's about a psychopath who kills his grandmother and then ends up with a standoff in the police. And the movie, all of the major plot points make it sound retarded, but Michael Shannon makes that part. He makes the movie kind of good and worth watching. I don't remember the name of it, though. I gotta look that up.
That's interesting. I kind of want to see that now, and then you brought that up, but I'm sure we can probably find it on like a list of his filmography.
If you look on Blame Society Films, they have one where they watch it and review it.
Okay.
So, I gotta look that up.
All right. So, shall we start discussing the actual story of the movie?
If you want.
Okay. Now let's begin Krypton. What did you think about Krypton in this movie?
My mother's first question was, is this Superman or Star Wars?
Really?
Because it started on Krypton.
Well, it doesn't.
all that crazy
Doesn't
Star
it pretty much
Wars
always
shit.
start on Krypton?
Yeah, but this was a different Krypton.
I know, and I love it for that.
It was
because
nothing
it,
like-
it makes it seem like it's more realistic. Like
It was like a really dark Krypton. It wasn't like super.
Well, of course
utopia.
it. Well, think about it. They're blowing themselves up.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you expect it to be all happy and fun-loving?
It kind
crystal
of seemed
stuff?
like that in like the animated series and everything.
Well, yeah, but that was a different take on the different take on the area. Can you do something about the birds?
I can take them out because that's what they want.
I don't think you should.
No, it'll be fine. I'll keep them off you.
Please do. So stand a couple of feet
Come
away
here.
from me. I'm just.
No, come here, hon. Come here. You're gonna complain and then not want to come? Good boy.
Okay, so he's got his birds now. So
This one is Kal-El, and this one is Zor-El.
Laurel.
She gave birth to him. I don't know who the father is. She's a whore. Okay, what next?
Can you move them a little bit
Marcy,
further
baby.
from me?
Marcy, baby.
They're fine.
They still freak me out. I'm sorry. I'm not a bird person.
Come here. Come here.
No, you keep them over there.
They're fine.
Your
Sit
audience is
down.
probably entertained, but fine, whatever.
I actually had some videos with them. It was bird breathing. Bird breathing? Bird breathing.
Bird. Ew. That's
They
horrifying.
still have not had sex. They're not old enough. They haven't even hit puberty yet. They haven't even had their first molt.
Okay, so the stuff on Krypton I really liked because it was kind of different than what we've seen before on screen and in the animated series and such. Because it's a more dark, depressing thing, and I really liked what they did about the genetic engineering and coding and such like that.
Babies in the water!
For those of you who don't know, in this movie,
Clown baby!
basically Krypton as a society where they're so full of themselves that they believe that
The clown babies!
So they breed babies for specific purposes. Like
You'll be a
Zod,
miner. You'll be Zod.
Yep. So Zod was born to be basically
A warrior.
a soldier. He's very militaristic in this, and we can see that immediately when he starts going on this war on
He
Krypton.
starts a hostile takeover.
Pretty much, because he's all upset at the government for what it's been doing, and what it does basically is it's kind of a message about greed, because
Are we gonna feature spoilers in this video? Because it's
Oh
only
yeah,
been out like a week.
yes, I know. Yes, it's a spoiler-filled discussion, so if you don't like spoilers,
That's
leave
fine.
now.
I was worried about spoilers. Zod dies.
Thank you. Very first thing. I was gonna bring that up at the end, but whatever. Anyway, so Zod's whole big hostile takeover in Krypton, I thought it was actually pretty cool.
It was kinda cool.
And we actually get to see Jor-El fighting.
Mhm.
That's cool. That's awesome, and I really like.
Jor-El, he beat the shit out of like 5 dudes. Shot Zod in the face once, I think.
In the face? Are you sure?
Well, not in the face, but you know.
Well, did he
expression.
even shoot Zod? I mean,
I think he did. I think he tried to shoot Zod.
Okay, well.
He had a gun, and I remember Zod walking up.
I really like both of their relationships, Jor-El and Zod, because we get the feeling that they've been friends for a long time, and they've just been turned enemies
My
by their
friend.
beliefs. And what I really like about Jor-El is that he's like the only Kryptonian smart enough to realize that what they're doing is wrong, and that genetic coding isn't right.
We
So
need to
they
be
have.
fucking.
So, okay,
Basically.
no. That's a question I have to ask. So, do they actually do that on Krypton, or is that just like for
Well,
fun? If in that
Superman does
case,
have a penis.
in that case, go Krypton.
Superman
Just
does
for
have
fun,
a
but-
penis, and obviously Jor-El had a penis. So they're capable of mating.
Okay,
I think they
well,
just got
I-
tired of it.
But do they actually do that? I
They
mean,
have super condoms made out of kryptonite. It
On
kills their
Krypton.
semen.
Kryptonite on Krypton. Yes, thank you for that. That makes perfect sense. But I really like the portrayal of Krypton, and I like how that we actually get to see other alien life forms on the planet,
Yeah, there was that
than just humanoid-looking
Bat
people.
creature that Jor-El was riding.
That looked pretty cool.
It looked like something out of Avatar.
Yeah, and it did actually. But something I liked about Jor-El was, like I said, he seems smart enough to realize all this stuff, so he has the first natural.
During the movie, I could not for the life of me remember Jor-El's name.
Seriously?
I could not.
His actor or like his character?
The character. I couldn't
Really?
remember the name. I was sitting there, and it got to the point where Superman goes into the crashed ship up in Antarctica or whatever.
Fortress of Solitude, pretty much.
Yeah,
That's kind of what it was.
And there's the Jor-El's ghost, and I'm like,
It's
who the fuck is he again?
Not his ghost. It was like an artificial intelligence thing. But we'll get to that. Like I said,
we'll get to we'll get to the spoilers later.
Jor-El basically has his wife give the first natural birth in what they say is centuries, which is crazy. And they want, because what they want to do is
centuries old.
He wants to basically give his son a chance. He wants to give him
I want
choice.
you to be a doctor.
He wants to give him choice because no one on Krypton had choice to do anything. They were all bred to do whatever they had to do.
Is this a planet for Hitler? I feel like this is a planet for Hitler. I mean, no Jews, no choice. It's perfect. King. Who else? I think she wants that string on the back of your shirt.
There's a string on the back of my shirt?
There's a string on the back of your shirt.
Well, feed it to her. I don't care.
Wow, what are you doing?
It's on your head now.
I've told you about this. You're gonna shit on my face. You want a string? Here's a string.
Okay.
Okay.
So
no string. They're fine. Get on with the video.
Fine. So, the whole Krypton thing, I really liked it. I thought it was great, and Jor-El wants to give his son the choice to be able to make his own destiny and fate. I think that's really cool. That's a great idea, and I love the fight with him and Zod. And okay, I have a question, Jacob.
What?
How did you feel that Zod was the one to kill Jor-El?
My mother asked me a question. If they're all super...
Not on Krypton.
Why does a knife work?
Because not on Krypton.
I told her they have special knives.
They have...
Kryptonite knives.
No. Krypton is basically Earth for them.
Yeah.
Because of the gravity and the different colored sun that we have is what gives Superman his power. Same thing with Zod, Feora, all the other...
The sun! Praise the sun!
So basically Superman's a giant solar battery when you think about it. Pretty much.
I wonder, if you plugged him into a generator, would he work things?
I don't know.
if you...
Well, how would you plug him into anything?
You put a power cord up his ass.
How would that work? You need to be made of kryptonite.
Kryptonite power cord in his buttocks.
Okay, moving on. I thought Zod was the one to kill Jor-El was pretty cool, because that never happened in the comics, or to my knowledge.
Yeah, it was always the planet that killed Jor-El.
And I thought it did wonders for Zod and Clark's relationship.
I was not expecting the way that they interpreted Jor-El's AI. Because usually it's a big fucking floating head.
Well, that was just in the movie.
But
and,
no.
You know, actually, the Jor-El's AI in this movie is vastly superior to the ones in the Donner movies.
Yeah.
And because in Superman Returns, which is in the same universe, Marlon Brando basically gives Lex Luthor all the information because he thinks he's Superman. At least Jor-El has the ability to clarify Lois Lane from Superman. I mean, come on. Really? I mean...
It also had... it had emotion.
This movie? Yeah.
No, the AI had emotion. Jor-El's AI had emotions.
I don't...
Like, when Zod told him what he was gonna do to Kal-El, he, like, it looked like it hurt him.
I know, that was... Oh my god, that was sad, because he was like, you look like Jor-El, but do you feel his pain? And he's like, I'm gonna, like, kill... I forgot exactly what he said, but he said, like, the most twisted thing.
He said, like, he was gonna crush his body or something after he got the Codex. And Jor-El just, like, looks so hurt by that.
I know, that was powerful. There are a lot of powerful moments in this movie.
There really are.
But, what did you think about Clark's journey?
From a child to an adult?
I was more so thinking about from when he was an adult searching for himself to try to go for the...
He went into the woods, smoked some weed, and found himself. I like that he had a shame beard.
How does he shave? I'm
gonna
gonna bring this up right now. How does he shave? Holy shit. I'm sorry.
You know, those new Gillette Kryptonite blades, you know, they're pretty good.
Oh. Yes, because they just sold Kryptonite blades before they even knew of Superman's existence. That works.
I wonder, how does he shave? I think he has, like, a super katana that he uses to shave. Like,
I always thought that he, like, bounced his heat vision off of a mirror or something.
Yeah.
He just heated it. I don't know.
Are you done climbing?
But,
You're causing problems. You hear me?
Your bird is causing...
problems.
You should put them back.
Oh, no. Because then they'll be loud. Look how quiet they're being now.
Okay, but they're still freaking me out. All right. Well, did you catch any of the Jesus allegories? Holy shit! Sorry.
I did actually.
Notice
Superman
he was
being Jesus,
33.
basically?
He was 33 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He did a bunch of different jobs, helping people around the world. He strikes
He
the.
grew a beard.
He can fly. Oh wait, no, never mind.
Jesus could fly. You don't know.
And he can. Another thing, he strikes the Christ pose like 3 times in this movie.
He really does.
Like when he's in the ocean at one point. You know what? As a fan, personally, I was thinking Aquaman better swim by here.
Aquaman should have. I was telling my mom next is the Aquaman movie, and she looked physically displeased.
I'd be okay with that if they could do a good story. Christopher Nolan directs an Aquaman movie. I'd love to see that.
It has to be the Injustice Aquaman though, because that was the best Aquaman in my opinion.
New 52, read it. Because the Justice League treats Aquaman like crap. And it's hilarious because Batman's like giving missions to everyone. Aquaman's like, what can I do? And Batman's like, just stay here. It's like, we don't freaking need you. And then big final battle happens and everything. Aquaman comes in with a giant great white shark and like beats everyone. And he's basically like, yeah, fuck you, I'm awesome.
Remember in Injustice,
pretty cool.
He had that army of giant crabs?
Those freaked me out. I was for the longest time, I was staring at it going, what the hell are those supposed to be?
It's like a giant army of crabs. It's great.
Okay, we're getting off topic, but, okay, now I want to bring up,
Drugs.
I want to bring up the flashbacks. What did you think about the flashbacks? What did you think about it? You know, the linearity of it.
Confused me.
Really?
It's like it would show him at like 30 with the shame beard, and then it would flash back to like him in a bus as a child. It's like, where's the story going now?
Well, it makes sense because when he flashbacks to that, he's in the ocean, and the bus falls in the water. So
eventually, I got into the groove of it and stopped thinking about flashbacks being as.
Well, you know what it reminded me of? Batman Begins.
It really did.
And you know, and the fact that Nolan and Goyer were the ones who did the story for this makes it especially noticeable. And you know, I think it was another way that they distinguished this from the Donner film, because they didn't do it in a linear fashion.
Good actors.
Yeah. Pretty much. Now.
I like Lois Lane. She was
Oh
hot.
yeah,
I thought.
a lot of people were complaining that she had different hair color.
Lois Lane has always had, I think in Superman Returns she had black hair, but I think she's always had red hair, for the most part.
That's the thing. Originally it was red, and then they changed it to black, and that's the one most people are familiar with. And like, well, this is more classic Lois Lane.
It's just like everybody thinks that Mary Jane is Spider-Man's girl, but in reality it was Stacy.
Gwen was always first, and I love getting into arguments with people over the Amazing Spider-Man. They're like, it's not Spider-Man, there's no Mary Jane. And I'm like, Gwen was before her.
So why does everybody want marijuana in Spider-Man movies? I'm glad I could go there.
Okay, that was good. I'm sorry. I'll give you that. I'll give you that one. I really liked the whole Fortress of Solitude thing. I thought the fact that it was like a deactivated spaceship was actually a really cool concept.
Wasn't that the original story for the Fortress of Solitude?
God, was it?
I remember that the Fortress of Solitude was a piece of Kryptonian technology.
Yes.
I don't think it was.
Well, I know in the Donner movies, I know it was like a crystal that he throws into the water and it turns into a big giant thing.
But
and
I think that's what
I think that's what it was in the comics too, but I can't remember.
I think it's always been some kind of Kryptonian technology.
Yeah, well, that's what the crystal was too. But I really, like I said, some of the stuff was like really cool, and there
were boobs. Lois Lane's boobs and Superman's mom's boobs.
You're creepy. Okay, so let me talk about the military in this movie. What did you think about that? That the military was more involved?
They were kind of dickheads.
True.
They when the big final thing was happening, they were just like, shoot everything.
Pretty much. That's kind of what it was, and I actually I really for some reason I found myself really liking the guy who played Colonel Hardy. I know Christopher Maloney didn't have a whole lot of screen time, but when he was there, I thought it was pretty good. Like, I like the thing with him and Feora, when she's like, a good death is its own reward, and he repeats that same line to her and basically crashes the ship.
There's a suicide mission. Good thing that Lois Lane jumped out of that ship, by the way.
But the thing that pissed me off was that Emil Hamilton he was in that ship when it blew up, so he dies. I think. Hamilton. He might live. I doubt it, but...
Who's Emil Hamilton?
Richard Schiff.
I don't know.
The one, he with the glasses, the weird hair. The guy who's always
Oh,
with Tom
it's the doctor guy.
Yeah.
That showed up every once in a while. In the
Yeah,
army
and
base.
he was in the comics too, and that's actually kind of a reference because he was a big part of Star Labs, which is responsible for creating
You know, he had,
Superboy
like, 2
and
lines.
Cyborg.
He had like 2 lines in this movie.
But you want to hear an interesting thing? His assistant was actually the guy who played Emil Hamilton on Smallville. The same actor. I thought that was really great because I looked at it and I'm like, wait a minute, is that the same guy from Smallville? And I went back and looked it up, and there it was.
Wasn't Smallville like a serious take on Superman story?
Kind of, except it was pretty much bullshit for most of it.
Yeah, but
Because you have the Justice League, and then you can't have him called Superman at all. And you can't have Batman or Wonder
they didn't
Woman.
call him Superman in this movie until like the very end.
Yeah, but at least he wore the suit.
He did wear the suit. He wore the suit quite a lot, and I remember that one scene with him and Lois Lane in the interrogation room.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, "What's the S mean?" And he's like, "It's not an S. I'm a hipster."
So it means hope.
This-
and I
symbol-
loved his like demeanor as Superman because he's very like classic American kind of guy. He's like the kind of guy you would expect to be raised from someone like Kevin Costner.
I know, but he still had he had like a straight back all the time.
He had like good posture. He was kind of
He had a very strong demeanor about him.
yeah. He seemed like a classic American, and that's funny because he's played by a British dude. Didn't you find that funny?
Just hit her in the face.
Why did you hit your bird?
Okay, baby.
You're horrible.
Okay.
I'm gonna call. I was gonna say
Call
APS.
PETA. Call
APS.
PETA.
PETA. I'm gonna
Because
call
then they'll
PETA.
dump cow blood on me.
What?
They did that once. They went to a high school and dumped cow blood on children.
Why?
They were like, "This is what you're eating."
That's fucked up. That's horrible. I'm sorry.
PETA are horrible people. They're
I'm gonna go back to the
terrorists.
flashbacks and such. Did you catch the bully's name and the girl in the bus?
I did not.
The bully was Pete Ross, who in the comic books was his best friend for a long time, and the
Dude.
girl was Lana Lang, his first girlfriend in the comic books.
They were friends though. Like, near the end.
I liked what they did there, where he helps him with another group of bullies. He basically like helps him up, and I thought that was kind of nice of him. And
To be honest, I wanted little baby Clark to get up and fucking punch one of those kids into the atmosphere. That would have been great.
he gets up and throws him into the sun.
Yeah. I saw, oh dude, there's this great Freddie W video where like it's about Superman and he kicks a dude in the dick and it sends the dude all the way to the sun. It's so fucking amazing.
Ow, that sounds.
And
horrible.
it's like it shows like news coverage of the dick kicking. It's like the greatest nutshot of all time.
That's pretty funny. I'm sorry. That's good. Okay, back to the flashbacks and such.
You two are causing
The
problems.
thing about Jonathan Kent. What do you think about Jonathan Kent in this movie?
Who was he?
Kevin Costner.
Oh, yeah, he was good.
I did too. I really liked his whole thing. He's like, the world isn't ready yet.
I mean, there were
And-
so many points in this movie where I was tearing up. I swear to God.
I know. Oh my God. Are you gonna bring up the tornado scene?
I am. That was
Okay,
so sad.
I was crying
That
in the
was so
theater.
sad.
I was fighting back tears, but a couple escaped.
Just
I'm telling you right
the
now.
fact that like Clark was just screaming.
I know. I was.
It was so
It's
sad.
because, all right, for the viewers who don't know, basically what winds up happening is Clark and his
Clark
adoptive
and his
father.
dad save a bunch of people from a tornado, and his dad goes back to get the dog, I think.
I was disappointed it wasn't called Crypto. I'm sorry, that's the big thing for me. It should have been called
Crypto isn't real! Although I love Crypto. Crypto's great.
It should have nice throwaway. Or if they had a cat named Streaky, that would have been funny.
Or if they had a monkey with a cape.
Yes.
Was that a thing in the comics? A
Yeah,
super monkey?
yes, and a horse. And a horse.
Super horse!
That's what it was called
He
too.
saves the day by shitting on people at 12 miles an hour. I just imagine that horse's shit
Okay,
just
so-
rockets out of his butt.
All right, so with the Jonathan Kent scene, so he's saving the family dog, and he gets caught in the car, and he does get out, but he's limping, and Clark's like, "I can save you," and Jonathan's like, "No, world isn't ready."
No, Clark is like standing like 20 miles away. Not even 20 miles, like probably a couple yards. And he's looking at his dad, and his dad's just shaking his head.
He says, "Don't." He said, "The world's not ready yet," and
I
what
like
I think
that the tornado
the way-
evaporated him.
Holy shit!
Would you stop?
Can you put him away?
She's fine.
Can you put
She's
them
not-
away?
They're fine.
Put them away. I'm asking you as a friend to put them away.
They're fine.
Your bird attacked me. I'm not.
She didn't attack you.
Yes, she did.
She was walking over to see what was going on.
No.
She doesn't know you.
I don't want her to know me.
She's still a baby. She's curious about
Well,
things.
put the baby in its cage.
I'll watch her.
Fine. Okay. So the Jonathan
You
Kent
can sit
scene,
down, fucker.
I'm fine. I'm fine right here. The Jonathan Kent scene, I thought it was really sad and emotional.
It was heartbreaking.
Just the way he's not like, I'm so sad I'm dying. He's like smiling, like giving him a little wave. He's like, bye.
I like that the tornado evaporated him into fucking nothingness.
Well, to be fair, there was a wind covering it, so they didn't want to show him. And it was really
I think
sad.
that was
My
really a
theater
laser tornado.
Was your theater crowded? I'm gonna ask.
I went to a free showing and about 400 people went. It was crowded to the point where people couldn't find seats together.
Okay, well, I went into, like I said, I went to the midnight thing, and there were so many people there. It was, like, literally hard to find seats. I got there, like, an hour and a half early.
We might need
and
to do
it
a
was still
part
hard
2
to
with
get
this.
Yeah, I know. Of course we will. I kind of figured we were gonna have to. We'll splice it into one video. But, I'm just gonna bring up the Jonathan Kent scene. I am going to say that was just so sad and emotional. Anything you want to say about that? The flashbacks, anything? That we've talked about so far?
Again, I wanted little baby Clark to punch one of those fucking kids into the atmosphere.
Okay, so we're gonna cut right here because we're running out of memory on our video time on our video. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna splice the two parts together. So we will join. Okay, we are back. Okay, so we just finished.
Jesus.
We just finished talking about all the flashbacks and the Jonathan Kent scene and everything,
Yes.
which is really sad, by the way. Oh, and you want to know something? Jacob, I noticed something. On his gravestone, it said he died in 1997, the same year Batman and Robin came out. Coincidence? I don't think so.
I think he shot himself because of Batman and Robin.
No, he lived through the tornado, and he said, okay, I'm going to go watch a movie first before I go see my family. And he goes and sees Batman and Robin, and he comes out and shoots himself.
I remember
That's
last
exactly
time I
what
watched
happened.
Batman and Robin.
I was laughing my ass off the whole movie
Last time
I
I
saw
tried
it.
to watch. Last time I watched Batman and Robin, I tried to hang myself. I'm not kidding.
It's not that bad of a movie when you think of it as comedy. I laugh my ass off at how bad it is.
I don't like to
sorry.
think that Batman can be a comedy because
It's-
all
it
the
can't.
villains are so fucked up.
The 60s Batman was so much better.
It was.
I'm sorry. I'm excited for the Skin in Arkham Origins. Can't believe I
I
didn't
like
bring
the
that up in the
idea
E3
that it
video.
could be a
but
comedy, but the fact is that the Batman universe is
it's
so fucked
dark.
up.
It's not. It can't be. I'm
like,
sorry.
think about the Calendar Man who cuts up his father and then uses him as bait on Father's Day.
God. Okay. Let's get into the fight scenes of this. What did you think about the action of this movie?
I get why a lot of it was blurry because they're supposed to be going at 100 miles a minute.
True.
But I think
You thought
that,
it was blurry? I didn't think it was that blurry.
I think
to
some
me.
parts looked blurry. I think that they used
Some
shaky
of it,
cam
yeah.
at times.
Yeah, I noticed, especially in the beginning.
Mhm.
But you know what?
But
I
after that,
took some time to think about it. I'm thinking, well, the planet's kind of exploding. Maybe that's the justification, or I don't know.
I don't know. I like to think that Chris Nolan has a reason for using shaky cam because he did in.
Well, it wasn't Nolan in charge of this. He was hardly on set. It was Snyder.
I know. I still blame.
This is pretty much basically a Nolan movie when you think about it. It's all the
'Cause
emotional
Nolan-
weight of a Nolan movie combined with the
Is
amazing
Nolan
action of
partnered
Zack
up with
Snyder.
DC now?
Pretty much.
Mm.
At this point, they're not going to do something without
Next
him.
movie is Green Lantern, even though Green Lantern is a horrible hero.
Okay.
To be honest, I hate the Green Lantern more than I hate Aquaman.
Really?
I don't like him because it's like
Okay.
I have a ring that can make anything, so I'm gonna make a gun and a big fist and a bus. So it's like
Okay, well...
this is pointless. Stop.
Okay, let's get on topic here. So, the fight scenes and everything, did you like the action? Did you think it looked good?
I think near the end it looked good, but the bits in the beginning with the shaky cam I did not like.
Okay. You mean, you're talking about the Krypton stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, what about the Battle of Smallville? Do you think that was good?
The Battle of Smallville. That was when
Farah and Namek?
and Zod.
And no, it wasn't Zod. It was just the big brooding guy, the big
Yeah.
guy that he wasn't named in the movie, but he was credited as Namek, which is a character from the comics.
you know what? What really fucked with my head? When he popped that fire pilot.
Really?
Remember when the plane was coming down and he jumped on the cockpit?
Mm-hmm.
He pops the fighter pilot in half.
Really?
Yeah, if you see him, he grabs the fighter pilot and then you just see like a squirt of blood, and you see like the
I didn't
top
notice.
half of the guy.
I didn't notice squirt of blood or anything like that. I didn't
There's
notice that.
a squirt of blood, and then the top half of the guy goes flying out of the cockpit.
I thought he just grabbed him and threw him. That's what I thought.
No,
it was.
he grabs him, and then I think he like squeezes and pops him.
That's kind of disturbing.
That is. I didn't think this movie was gonna get as dark as it did.
Oh God, especially with the ending.
Yeah.
But like I said, we'll get to that. I now know how they're gonna do the Flash in the Justice League movie, based on the way Feora was moving in the.
Based on the way
battle.
they all were moving.
She was well, for the most part, Feora was pretty much just kind of like smack, and then suddenly like kind of teleporting to another
She
place
was
and
running.
then smack, and but it looked like she was like kind of teleporting, and that seems kind of like the effect that they would use for the Flash movie, if they do a Flash movie.
Feora was running,
which I doubt it.
Feora was running most of the time. A lot of the other ones were flying.
By the way, I forgot to mention this. What do you think about Feora in this movie? Did you like her? I thought she was okay. She
was pretty hot.
Well, I'm not.
To me, I like short-haired girls. So I saw Feora and I ejaculated in my seat.
Okay.
I liked her too because she was fucking crazy.
She is.
Like,
She's like.
You look her in the eyes and you're like, this woman is batshit insane.
The only moment where she ever shows any sympathy is when she sees Krypton being exploded. Okay,
Yeah.
now that's another thing I want to bring up. Okay, how is it that when Krypton explodes, just suddenly the Phantom Zone opens back up? And they're okay?
I'm guessing because the technology was linked to something on Krypton.
Actually, you know what? That makes perfect sense, because there could be like...
that could have been
there could easily have been like a button or switch or something on the planet, because I think about it, what if they accidentally incriminate someone that they find out was not guilty? They'll need to take them out.
I think this is what happened.
So,
I think there was a control panel on the planet. I don't think there was actually a pilot on the ship that was sending them to the Phantom Zone.
I don't think so either, simply because they're able to take over the ship so easily.
Yeah, there weren't any guards or anything, so I think that was like a unmanned aircraft kind of thing.
It could be. Okay, now I'm gonna bring up two kind of Easter eggs that I saw.
Converse.
That I saw kind of during the point where
was
the Phantom
Superman
Zone
wearing
stuff.
UGG boots?
Okay,
the Easter eggs.
Easter egg I'm talking about was when they open up the Phantom Zone portal. You notice how it's like a triangle with the little dots on it? That's the Brainiac logo.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it?
I looked at that and I thought Brainiac, show him
Didn't
in this
Brainiac
movie.
have something to do with why Krypton exploded?
In the animated series, he was a supercomputer artificial intelligence system who thought the Krypton was so flawed, so he basically blew it up. But in
The
this
funny
one,
thing is
it
that
doesn't
Krypton
seem
is
that
built
that's not
to
the
be
case.
perfect.
That's not the case in this in this
Creepy
movie. So,
Nazi Krypton.
so who knows where Brainiac comes from in this? I don't know in this universe, but
I think he's gonna come from Superman's jizz.
I firmly believe Brainiac should show up at one point. There's some
should.
people who think he should be the villain in the sequel to Man of Steel, but you know what I think?
I think Lex Luthor should be the villain.
Okay, you know, actually, let's get to that when we get to the ending, because I was going to have us discuss what we think a sequel should do, but let's just move on. The fight scenes and everything, I thought the action looked really good. I was surprised there wasn't a whole lot of slow motion.
There wasn't.
That's what Zach... There wasn't any, was there?
Eve, he doesn't want to play.
Can you take her?
Eve, he doesn't want to play. Stop.
Okay, was there ever a time where there was slow motion in this?
Not really, and
I
it
don't
could have
think
been
so.
used really well.
I thought it was fine the way it was, because...
I mean, I think there were a lot of scenes that could have used it, like the Are you done? Like the final fight scene could have used it.
I thought the final fight scene was pretty good. I thought that was fine. I
That
thought that
did
looked
well.
great, actually.
It had
Okay,
a lot
let's-
less shaky cam than I thought there was going to be.
Yeah, true. I thought there might have... When I first saw it in the
mean-
beginning, with all the stuff in Krypton, I thought, oh god, it's...
The characters looked blurry at times, but that's because they were moving at 1,000,000 miles a minute.
Well, true. Well, you gotta expect
Yeah.
that a little bit.
Yeah.
But, now, I'm gonna ask you about some of the supporting cast members. What do you think about Lawrence Fishburne as Perry White? Did you like the race change? Did you think
Perry
it mattered?
White was the guy who runs Lois Lane. He runs the Daily Planet, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I think he did well.
I think he should have used a little bit more screen time, but then again, that's what the sequel's for.
He had a lot of screen time though. He had that main
did
plot
good
point.
for what he was.
And the
what was
good thing
given.
is that he wasn't an asshole, because at the end he tries to save that one girl who's trapped under the rubble.
Yes, actually, you know what? I'm bringing that up. Her name was Jenny, and a while ago,
Jenny Medina.
she was quoted to be Jenny Olsen.
Jenny Olsen.
And it was supposed to be a gender bender version of Jimmy Olsen. And people were really pissed about that. And there are even magazines printed where they call her Jenny Olsen.
So
in this movie, she's not once referred to by the last name Olsen, and in the credits it's just Jenny. So I think they retcon that. I don't think they want to do that.
I think they did retcon that.
And some people are saying that Jimmy could very well still be in this universe, and you know what I think?
Are you done? Do you want the paper? Is that the problem? You can't get the paper.
I think Jimmy does work at the Daily Planet, because we just don't see everyone at the Daily Planet.
You don't.
Because, I mean...
There weren't a whole lot of people that you saw at the Daily Planet.
Yeah, all you see really... Perry White,
the one time
Lois
that you
Lane,
see,
Jenny, and Steve Lombard. That's all you see.
The one time that you see all the people, like, possibly all the people that could have worked at the Daily Planet...
Is the end.
It's when Zod contacts, like, in the entirety of Earth.
Yeah, and everyone...
And, like, everybody's piled up in that one room. And,
True,
like, that could have been everybody. We couldn't really see
I love that scene, by the way. I thought that was really cool.
That creeped me out.
I did, too.
You know how I,
Actually, you know what? They creeped me out a lot more when I saw it in the trailers, because it first came out, like, and the first time I saw it was, like, at night, so I had, like, my headphones on, and I was, like, watching it, at night, and it was, like, the creepiest thing in the world, because it was, like, a whisper, like, you are not alone, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm
Here's
scared.
the one thing,
It was kind of freaky in the theater, too, a little bit.
I was sitting there that entire scene, I was sitting there thinking... What does Clark think? And, like, when you look at him when he walks back inside the house, he doesn't look fazed. Like, by it at all. He's just walking in, he's just like, what the fuck's going on here? He doesn't look fazed.
He looks kind of confused, I think.
He looks confused, but he doesn't look scared. Like, I would be shitting my pants.
He's Superman. Nothing can hurt him, or at least to his knowledge, nothing can hurt him.
The Kryptonians can.
But he hasn't met them yet. He doesn't know that.
He met Zod.
Not before that.
Not before that.
But he doesn't know. See, he doesn't know that they can hurt him. He doesn't know that they're going to look for him. For all he knows, that could be a new Looney Tunes cartoon.
Fucking piano drops on him. But, you know what my favorite scene was, though?
Go ahead.
The bar scene.
Oh, yeah!
When the guy he pushes him and he doesn't move whatsoever. Everybody's cracking up in my theater.
I know, and you know, I love when the trucker comes out after, like,
and his fucking truck is just impaled on telephone wires.
That was the funniest thing in the world. My audience was laughing that up. It was great.
It was great. Like, that was the one funny moment in the movie, really. The rest of it was really kind of dark.
There were a couple other funny little...
There were a couple, but not...
Some of the dialogue with him and Lois I thought was pretty funny. I thought it was... okay, now here's the question. Who names Superman? Because Lois is about to name him when she's cut off. And then later in the movie, someone says, oh, they're calling him Superman now.
He might have named himself.
I think... You know what I think is possible? I think maybe Lois did another article, maybe, or sometime in between, or maybe in her article she calls him Superman or something, or some sort of thing. I still think she's the one who called him that.
Are you done? Yeah, it could have been, or it could have been Agent Coulson.
From Marvel?
No, he was fanboy and he had his Superman trading cards out. He was like, Superman, can you sign these for me? He was pulling a Captain America on Superman.
Okay, that's, Okay, so moving on. The final fight scene with Zod. Now, now let me...
I really like this scene.
Really?
Hello.
Hi.
We're doing things. We're talking about the Superman movie.
The what?
The Superman movie.
Oh, the one that you guys already seen?
Yeah.
You guys like it, by the way?
Yes, we did. We loved it.
Did you?
Yeah, it was a great movie.
Had a lot of good actors in it.
Oh, I thought so too.
Who was acting
great.
Michael Shannon. Who else?
Kevin Costner. Russell Crowe, Diane Lane, Amy Adams, Henry Cavill. Some really...
A British guy.
Who was Russell Crowe and...
Who was
Russell Crowe was Jor-El, Superman's father on Krypton.
That was Russell Crowe?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
I didn't know that was Russell Crowe.
You didn't know? Wow, I feel...
What about Nicolas Cage?
No.
No!
Keep him far away from Superman.
He's too crazy. He's too crazy.
Yes, he is.
He's buying pyramids.
The sad thing is, he almost was Superman in a movie that they were gonna do.
I would not have watched
And that's the sad thing.
I don't think that he has the ability.
He was still paid for that, even though it didn't get made.
He gets paid for everything.
True.
He gets paid for screaming the end is nigh in front of a supermarket.
Okay, then.
He's that crazy.
Yes, he is. He's very crazy
Alright,
indeed.
what do you guys think?
I pardon that interruption.
Cut that minutes.
We're probably going to.
No, don't cut those.
Okay.
That was a good conversation. Okay, so what's next?
Okay, so the final fight scene with Zod. Let me bring this up with the viewers here. Now,
Leave a
what was-
comment if you think Zod was a bad actor, because I will fucking cut you.
okay, now let me explain about the ending with Zod. Superman and Zod have this big whole fight scene and everything after all the other Kryptonians are transported to the Phantom Zone and everything. So Zod's left and he's all mad at Superman. He's like, you've doomed our race. And he's basically like, I have nothing else to live for. You are an idiot.
You
And,
dirty
you know,
rat! You killed my brother!
He's like, you suck. You killed everyone. We know we could have started over this world and such. By the way, I forgot to mention, Zod's big plan is to basically change the Earth into Krypton. And that's messed up.
I think that what
basically
he's-
committing genocide.
I like the way that he really quickly got accumulated to Earth's atmosphere.
More quickly than Clark did.
Yeah, it took Clark like years and years and years, and
I know,
for
'cause-
Zod it's like 30 minutes, I'm fine.
It's like, he's like, ow, everything's coming to me. I see skeletons and I hear
Black
everything.
people.
Oh, now I'm fine.
I see dead people. Yes!
I knew you'd work that into the commentary somehow.
I have to.
But what winds up happening is, I'm going to explain this to the viewers.
Clark dies.
Like I said, this. No.
He gets impaled on rebar.
No.
That's how Joel almost dies in Last of Us.
Whatever. Anyway, you always bring up that game.
It's a great game.
Even when it has nothing to do with
Damn not a thing!
So this, okay, this, the final fight scene and everything is pretty grand. And there are the two big Easter eggs that I caught in this movie were in that one scene.
Really?
Did you notice the LexCorp logo on the oil tanker that
I did
Zod
not.
threw at Superman?
I did not.
Did you notice that they actually fly past the LexCorp building? And
I didn't know that LexCorp was even in this movie.
The building, the logo is red, white, and blue. And as we know in the comic books, Lex Luthor becomes president. And I think we might see that in this, eventually.
I'm just imagining Superman.
I'll bring up what I think Lex's
I'm
involvement
imagining
is
Superman
when we talk about the
beating
sequel
the
ideas.
shit
But
out of the Secret Service.
really.
Because Lex Luthor's an asshole.
Okay then. Anyway, and also when they go up into space and that satellite has the Wayne Enterprises logo on it. Did you catch that?
I did not. I didn't catch anything. She wants the paper, I think.
Get the bird. Catch her.
You're being annoying.
So you didn't catch that, and you
didn't.
want to hear the thing, the cool thing about it. It's your bird is freaking me out. I'm sorry, but the cool thing about the Wayne Enterprises logo is that it's the same one from the Nolan movies.
Batman versus Superman.
Okay, now I'm gonna bring this up because Goyer has said that Nolan's Batman does not exist in the Man of Steel universe, and he says there'll be a new Batman in Justice League, but they use the same logo. I know it doesn't seem likely, I know, but I'm crossing my fingers because I simply don't
I'm
think
hoping it's the same Batman.
because
even
I
though-
don't think it's right to introduce so many characters in the Justice League movie. Because honestly, I'm all for Christian Bale and Ryan Reynolds
didn't-
coming back,
Can I
just
tell you
simply
this?
because of continuity.
I didn't like Christian Bale that much as a Batman. I
Really?
liked Michael Keaton a lot better.
Okay, I like Michael Keaton, but I like Christian Bale a little better, and that's just me.
Christian Bale sounds like he has several different stages of lung cancer.
Okay, I will give you Michael Keaton's Batman voice over Christian Bale's. I'll give you that, but I think Bale's portrayal of the inner
you know who
torment of
should
the
be
character was a
Batman?
lot better. Who?
Troy
Don't you
Baker.
dare say Nicolas Cage.
Troy Baker.
He-
Do you know who Troy Baker is?
Yeah, I do.
Is he an actor? Who is Troy Baker?
He's a voice actor.
I know he's a voice actor. He was in BioShock Infinite and The Last of Us.
He was in Arkham City. He was Two-Face and Robin. And in Lego Batman 2, he was actually Batman. And
See, Troy
and
Baker
Two-Face,
should
too.
play Batman.
And you know, in the new Arkham Origins, he's Joker.
No Mark Hamill?
No Mark Hamill, because he retired. Remember, end of Arkham City. He said he was done,
He retired, right.
unless they find a way to bring him back in Arkham 3, which I bet they will.
I don't know if Troy Baker can do Joker.
Oh, watch the trailer. He does a kick-ass laugh.
Because when I think about Troy Baker, I think of like a badass protagonist. I don't think about the Joker.
It's almost spot on. You would think a younger Mark Hamill when you see his impression, but okay.
He does
we're getting way off.
Troy Baker does impressions,
All right,
everybody.
sorry, we're getting way off topic here. At the end of the movie, Superman is confronted with this big choice, and like I said, the big thing about this
The
movie.
choice is the human race or the Kryptonians.
The big theme of the movie is choice, and I think choice and hope are big themes of the movie. And see, General Zod was never given any choice. He was bred into his life of being a soldier, and so were everyone else on Krypton. And Clark was the only one given any choice. And Zod, no matter what, is forced to believe that his will is correct. He's forced to believe that he is correct no matter what.
I am Jesus. He grows a beard. Could be Jesus.
Okay then.
He
So
grows a really weird beard. It's like a goatee.
because it's like black around the edges, but
and
like
then at the
white
bottom,
on,
it's like gray.
and then white on the inside. It looks weird, but it's also badass. It's something about it.
I think the white bit was meant to be like a reference to the old Zod.
Old Zod. What do you mean?
In the first Superman movie, back in...
No, Terrence Stamp didn't have white beard.
He didn't have a white beard, but he had white hair.
No, he didn't.
Hmm?
It was all black.
No, Zod had white hair.
No, he didn't.
What kind of drugs am I on?
A lot.
In what universe did Zod have white hair? Because I know Zod had white hair in one of them.
I think it might have been one of the comic books where he had white hair. I think it might have been recently.
There you go.
I
Reference.
don't. Could be. I don't know.
I'm
Anyway,
trying to stick in whatever
so,
reference I can.
back to the thing about choice. So, what happens is they're in a big area full of people, and Superman is holding Zod back. And Zod's like, you killed my
It's
people.
not really full of people. It's like a family.
There are other people there too, but they got away. But, sorry. Sorry. Congested a little bit.
Zod is
wait, let me explain this.
shooting lasers out of his butthole.
So what he says, Zod says, you killed, it's something along these lines. He's like, you killed my people, I'll kill yours. And so he starts shooting lasers. And
Superman's holding him back. He's got him in like a chokehold.
Superman's holding him back, and Zod's trying to kill a bunch of a family.
It's like a husband and a wife and 2 kids.
Yeah, and it's sad because and like music's coming up, and Superman's like pleading with Zod. He's like, no, don't do this, don't make me do this. And
That's
Zod
the
says,
bit where I kind of like fell asleep for 2 seconds.
how dare you?
It was just as Superman snaps his neck that I fell asleep for 2 seconds.
So you didn't get the build up to it.
I got the build up. It was just I was passing out because this was like after 12 hours of no sleep for me.
Whatever, but you have no excuse. I saw the movie at midnight. You have no excuse, and that was like 3 in the morning when it got to that part. Anyway, it was a long movie.
It was a very long movie.
And you want to know the funny thing? It's the exact same length as the original first Superman movie. I'm not kidding.
That's good.
I think that's good too, because that was a long movie back then, and nowadays it's
I think the first Superman movie was the best in the series back then, wasn't it? Because
that and 2 were arguable, but the only thing I hated about 2 were the parts with Richard Lester being the director, because they did a whole stupid thing with the director, so they should have kept Donner.
You want to know the only thing I liked about 4?
What?
That fucking nuclear man with the...
You thought that was good?
I liked him. Because he was so fucking ridiculous. It was great.
You know what? There's so many missed opportunities in that series. The supercomputer was not Brainiac, and the Superman clone was not Bizarro. What the hell? Why couldn't they have done something like
The
that?
Superman clone was instead an 80s rocker.
Yeah,
He
pretty
looked like
much.
it.
Okay, so... Alright, back to the thing with Zod.
Okay.
So Superman's pleading with Zod. He's like, don't do this. Don't hurt these people. Stop, please. And he's like, don't make me do this. Don't make me do this. And Zod's
He
like...
snaps his
And
fucking
Zod
neck.
goes, make me. And he's about to... And
Make
Superman...
me, don't make you do this.
And Superman snaps his neck.
Snaps
And
his neck and then drops to his knees screaming.
He does, because he feels bad about it.
He does.
Because he's like, oh my god, I killed the last member of my race.
The first thing thinking about this? What are you doing? You fucking idiot.
What is your bird doing?
I think he's trying to get into the conversation.
Your bird is bob. Yep, love that scene. Great scene. It's like bob his head up and down. What is it?
What are you doing? Yeah? What else? Oh yeah? That's cool. Okay, the
Your
first
bird
thing
is
I
so
thought
distracting. I'm sorry.
the first thing I thought after Zago's neck snapped, I was like, oh god, injustice.
Injustice.
Now Superman's gonna become Hitler, and everything dies.
No. So, okay, now this is the big thing that tears a lot of people up about it. People don't like that Superman kills. And here's where I go about it. He does it all the frickin' time in the comics.
When?
All right, have you seen the Superman Doomsday movie, the animated movie?
I have not. I don't.
Where
watch
there's a
any
point
of
where he's fighting this monster called Doomsday, and he
I know
flies
what
him-
Doomsday
no,
is.
he-
You don't have to say
okay.
a monster called Doomsday.
Okay, and he flies him up into space, and you're like, okay, that's good, throw him in the sun. No, he drops him right in the heart of Metropolis, killing a couple hundred people.
Okay, so Superman's kind of an asshole.
So, and in the Christopher Reeve movies, in don't say in Superman 2, he depowers all of the Kryptonians and kills them.
He kind of does.
He does, and no one complained about that, and now he does it here, and people complain about it.
The thing is, though, that Superman,
I think it was handled better here.
Superman, like Batman, isn't expected to kill.
But he does. It's not really a part of his character that he doesn't do it that often. I mean, of course not.
I'm sure that he feels bad about it when he
course
kills
he
somebody.
does.
But it's not like he's not a pacifist. either.
He's willing to fight and such, but he's not gonna like totally unfairly just punch Lex Luthor in the crotch and send him flying to the sun.
I want to see that in the sequel. It's like the greatest nutshot of all time, Lex Luthor. He really
I thought
should
it was
kill Lex Luthor.
I thought it was good that he was given in.
You ever notice
the-
how in these
you know, what I
superhero
think about-
movies, even though the superhero doesn't kill many people, they usually end up killing the main villain?
Yeah.
Like in Spider-Man, all of the main villains ended up dead.
Except for Lizard.
I haven't seen-
Sandman.
I haven't seen the new one. Sandman died.
He didn't die.
Well,
He flew off.
He became dust in the wind.
Fly away, little sandstorm. Fly away. Okay, never mind.
doing, jackass?
I'm commentating about a movie with you.
Not you.
I know you're talking to your bird. I just thought I'd make a joke. Whatever.
baby
But the thing is, so you don't like that Superman kills Zod.
Actually, I love it because Zod deserves to die in this movie.
Okay.
He was such a dick.
Okay. Well, you see, okay, I'm glad you feel better about that now because I was gonna say that I
mean,
like it simply because
I wasn't expecting them to kill somebody this early.
that was dark the way he did it too. Like you hear the snapping of it and you're like, holy crap.
It's the same way that what's her name, Fiora or whatever, kills that one guy on the plane.
Yeah, it
Snaps
is.
his neck.
Foreshadow?
Yeah,
Could have been.
could have been.
But I like a lot of what I think Superman fans hate about that part is that he was forced to be put in that situation, and they don't like that Superman's in that situation where he has to kill someone.
Well, it's not like
Well,
Superman is God.
think about
he
it,
can't decide where he's gonna be and what's gonna happen.
Well, think about it from a realistic standpoint. I mean, if you were Superman in that situation, and this guy was about to kill someone, and you have him by the neck, what are you gonna do?
Punch him repeatedly in the temple.
You know, there were some people who were saying they could have he should have flown him up into space or covered his eyes or something. That's not gonna frickin' work. For
Especially since he's
two
Kryptonian.
two big reasons. He's Kryptonian. He's gonna burn right through his hand. He's still gonna make through. It's still gonna hurt him. Number two, throws him up into space. It's not gonna do anything. They can breathe in outer space. I think. I'm fairly certain he can. Can they?
Well, Superman has trouble at first.
True. Yes, that's right. But I think he's able to. But I don't think he would throw him up into space because no matter what, it's gonna either come down to one of them is gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what. So it's better that Superman ended it early, I think, or before anyone got seriously killed.
Yeah.
And I like that. But
I think he should have killed him like Joker.
like Joker,
Ripped his fucking guts out with his bare hands.
what are you talking about?
Wasn't that the way Joker died in Injustice?
Oh God.
Yeah, he ripped his guts out.
No, what he did is his fist and he punched right through his chest.
But he did it open hand, so he was gonna rip something out. Like, he came at it open hand.
It was pretty.
I think he was planning on ripping something out.
Possibly. Okay, now we'll talk about the last couple things next in our next part. Actually, you know what? Like I said, we're gonna splice it together.
This is gonna
But-
be a 3-part series.
Actually, no. I think we should just splice it all together in one giant mega video. So, all right. So we'll be. Okay, we're back.
We have 7 minutes left.
Oh, we do. Oh, we don't have that much memory. Okay, we might as well talk fast.
Well, we can
Okay.
delete some of your shit.
Sure, whatever. Anyway, the ending. Like I said, I like about Zod, simply because this is a justification.
Bow before
Okay.
Zod!
Alright, because I think this is a justification for him never killing anyone again. Because I don't think he's gonna he's gonna kill Lex Luthor or Metallo or Brainiac or anyone. I think if he's ever given this choice, he's gonna find some sort of way out of it.
Handcuffs.
Because think about it this way: he's still fairly young. This is still pretty much his first Superman adventure, so
Like
he's bound to
Batman.
make a mistake.
Like Batman. He's gonna
I am
invent
convinced he
super
killed
cuffs.
someone in Batman Begins when he was plowing through the streets in the tumbler.
Oh yeah.
I am convinced.
I think that there was a teen couple fucking in one of those cars and just crushed them into pieces.
God.
Just imagine if you're fucking girlfriend in the backseat of a car and Batman runs over your car, you're fucking dead.
Not if you're like on the floor of the car.
Why would you be on the floor?
I don't know. Where are we talking about this?
I don't know.
Okay, Superman killing Zod, loved it. Whatever.
Okay, come here.
So, the very ending. What did you think about him going into the Daily Planet?
I think they were trying to set it up for a sequel.
I think so too. And you know what? I love the way they end it too. Where you see him walking in, you know that's him, and he pulls out the glasses, and you don't see him quite away yet. And then Lois Lane's there, and Perrot's like, "Lois, I want you to be our new intern." And she comes up, she's like, "Hi, Lois Lane," and he's like, "Clark Kent," and she knows.
She knows who Clark Kent is.
I love this because otherwise it makes her look like an idiot.
But my mother, she got confused at this because my mother, she was a big fan of the older Superman movies.
So what? She thinks that Lois doesn't know.
She thinks that he has some kind of hypnotizing glasses. She was like,
"Oh my God!"
She was
that's
like,
so
"How does Lois
stupid."
knows who he is with the costume?" I was like, "Mom, she knows who Clark Kent is, so obviously she knows that's him."
I know that's.
And I tried to explain to her. In the older movies, they had hypnotizing glasses that he
I
would
am
wear.
so glad that when he kissed her at that one point, it wasn't like the mind erase kiss from Superman 2.
It's like you don't.
Was that Superman 2?
remember-
That was. It wasn't.
That was
Okay.
Superman 2.
Alright, I just wanted to be sure.
Actually, it was Superman 2, and then the other two, 3 and 4, also featured it.
Did it really?
There were some random times where Superman decided to go have a talk with Lois, but instead of doing it like a normal fucking human being, he gets all dressed up in the Superman suit. He's like, "We're going on a fly, baby." And then
Well,
he jumps
that
off
was in
the
Superman
roof.
4, I know that, but that was,
He jumps off the
that was
roof with her,
stupid,
and then he
but-
comes back and gives her the hypnotizing kiss, and then she doesn't remember a thing.
Okay, whatever, but, I can't wait to see what Henry Cavill does with the bumbling Clark Kent personality. And I want to see in the sequel someone else figuring out who he is, because I'm fairly certain Perry White saw Superman fairly close up, so I'm sure he has an
did.
idea. And in the comics
sure-
he knew, too. So,
You're being loud, but differently.
your bird is whistling at me. He thinks I'm hot. That's right. Okay. So, the ending, I love especially the line of dialogue they end on. She says, this is the Daily Planet, she says, "Welcome to the planet," and he says, "I'm glad to be here." I thought that was great. I'm sorry.
That was actually a really great line.
My grandpa thought that was so hokey, because he saw that movie with me, but I'm like, that's good.
Ow.
Was it humming the Superman theme?
Well,
He
knows-
It sounds like Superman.
he knows the Superman theme.
Really? Can he sing it?
Yeah.
No.
Because we call him Superbird.
Okay, this is annoying, but I'm gonna bring up the music. What do you think about the music of this movie?
I thought it was great. I'm having to yell because of you. Are you done? Are you done?
I think it is. I think you can stop. Can you make him stop? We only have a certain number of time left in our video.
Are you whistling? Are you whistling?
Okay, so
I gotta
let
shut
me.
up.
Good.
Okay.
So I like the ending, and I think it brings up a lot of possibilities for a sequel, but we'll discuss that in the end. I'm gonna bring up a couple of Easter eggs that I didn't mention before. I already brought up the LexCorp stuff and the Wayne Enterprises logo, but there's a point. Remember where Zod was talking about all the
Hail!
like the
Hail, Zod!
the scout ships like going off to different worlds and conquering them? The battle suits that they were wearing looked exactly like Lex Luthor's battle suit.
You know what they look like?
Color it green and purple, and there you go.
God, Lex Luthor is so dumb. I don't like Lex Luthor.
You don't like Lex Luthor?
I don't like the fact that he wears a battle suit. Be a man, learn mixed martial arts, and then fist fight Superman.
No, that's not gonna work. You know that. No matter what kind of training you can do, you cannot go up against it. Well,
Lex
Batman
Luthor,
can. But
Lex Luthor got himself killed in,
I'm just saying.
in
All right,
Injustice.
all right, I'm just gonna say this right now. Who would win in a fight, Batman or Superman?
This has already been decided.
Batman,
It was Batman.
of course.
Who would win in a fight, Superman or Jackie Estacado?
Superman.
Jackie Estacado. I think Jackie has
You're
the title.
so much up against the darkness. You love that so much.
But no, Jackie actually did beat Superman, I think. Because I think he actually like pulled him into the darkness and tore him apart piece by piece.
Okay, well, I don't think that's canon, but whatever.
It's not canon.
Anyway,
it's a fight that he won.
Easter egg stuff. I already brought up the Brainiac logo, which I think is an intentional reference. And there was also a point where God, I'm forgetting what I was gonna say.
What are you doing?
But oh yeah, do you remember the army girl who says, "I think he's kind of hot"?
She looked like a fucking animated.
If you
thing
look
in that scene,
her name tag, her name is called Major Carrie Ferris, and in the Green Lantern, Carol Ferris is Green Lantern's girlfriend and the villain Star Sapphire, and she was in the Green Lantern movie, played by Blake Lively. Thank God it was a different woman. So I don't think the Green Lantern movie's in continuity with this, which
I don't think any of the DC movies are in continuity with this.
probably not. But
It really should be though.
I kind of wish so. But there's one more big Easter egg, but like we're running out of more time on our video, so we might stop this and start over again. So we'll be right back when we cut back to where. Okay. Okay, that's scary. Okay, we're back, and
Goodbye, cruel world.
okay, so we're gonna come and talk more about some Easter eggs and such. Now, there's one more thing I want to bring up. Now, did you I already think I know the answer to the question, but have you read the prequel comic for Man of Steel? No, of course not. Okay, well,
What's gonna be a prequel? It starts at the very beginning.
well, it deals with it doesn't.
Superman as a sperm.
It deals with Kara Zor-El from Krypton, who's Supergirl, and we find out in that comic that the ship that she's on crashes in the Arctic, and that becomes the Fortress of Solitude.
Don't tell
And you
me.
know how all the
Is Supergirl gonna be canon in this?
most likely, because if you know, you remember all the escape pods with some of the skeletons in it. There was one pod that was open.
Oh yeah, it was open and empty.
Yeah, that's Supergirl's.
I thought that was the guy that was walking around, but then I realized that was.
You realized that was Jor-El, and you never thought about it.
And it wouldn't have been. It couldn't have been him because he was dead.
Yeah. So Supergirl isn't effectively in this movie. Holy crap! Your bird. Get your bird away, please, please,
fine.
please, please, please. I'm asking you nicely.
She's fine. Come here, baby.
You know I had a bad experience with birds. You know
I
they
think
freak
you
me
need to
out.
face your fears.
I think I should not.
Because they're not that bad.
I think I'll face my fears later.
Look what she's doing right now.
Eating you.
She's just nibbling on me like she does. They have
Whatever.
to use their beaks to get a grip on things because they don't have any arms.
Okay, so we've gone over quite a lot.
Superbird.
here.
I want to see a Superbird.
Superbird. Okay, so
Superbird.
our final thoughts on the movie, Jacob.
Michael Shannon is the best Zod. Don't you dare fucking contradict me. He is the
I'm
best
not.
Zod.
I agree.
I like Michael Shannon as Zod.
I do too. I think he was perfect.
The actor who played Superman,
Henry Cavill.
he had that look about him. He looked very wise and he looked
Yeah.
very passive. He had that Superman look.
You know what? I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but better than Christopher Reeves.
1,000 times better than Christopher Reeves. 'Cause
Thank
Christopher
you. I'm
Reeves-
glad you agree with that.
Christopher Reeves was too shy.
I understand as Clark, but not as Superman. And yeah, he was a little bit shy as Superman. But
was too shy.
He was good. He was good for that time. But for now, I think this is the perfect Superman.
This new guy, he always seemed sure of himself when he was Superman.
Yeah, of course he is.
He was always sure of himself. He was like,
Which is why I'm so excited to see what he does with the bumbling Clark Kent personality.
Yeah.
And I think somehow he's gonna, because of his actual personality, I think he's gonna mess it up at one point, and someone's gonna catch on to him.
I think he's not gonna be shy. I don't think he's gonna be shy as Clark Kent. I think he's just gonna.
He's just gonna be like over the top stupid and like silly and like kind of like Christopher Reeve. Yeah, like he's clumsy, so like he would always like drop stuff and like mess things up, and like people would like never suspect him of being Superman for that.
I think because the actor himself, I think that's just his own demeanor of being, sure of himself constantly. Yeah. So I don't think he's gonna be shy as Clark Kent. I think he's gonna be just as sure of himself as Clark Kent.
I agree. I think so, but I still think he's gonna do a little bit of an act there.
He might still be pulling off an act.
Because of course you kind of have to.
When you're an actor playing somebody who has to pull off an act, that's It's pretty tough. That's actception.
It's an actor playing.
An act with
I'm
an
a
act.
dude playing another dude.
It's like
Robert Downey
Ocean's
Jr.
11.
What?
Ocean's 11. She's just gonna bite the paper.
Get the bird away
Put
from
it
me.
over near her.
I was more so mentioning to you so that you would grab her
Here,
and
pretty
hold on to
boy.
her.
What are you doing, pretty boy? Mars, what are you doing?
He's crawling on your back.
What are you
You have way too many birds, dude. I'm sorry.
doing? 2 is too many!
One is too many.
You haven't been to my bird shelter.
Oh God.
There's so many, and there's an emu. I love him. His
an
name is
emu?
Kevin.
Kevin the emu.
He's
Nice.
great. He lets you pet him, and he likes to be sprayed with a hose.
All right. So, all right. So, anything else you want to say? Final thoughts on the movie?
Lois Lane was hot. Fiora was hot. Big man who likes to crush people is hot.
Namek? Like, from the one
Yes.
fight-
He was pretty hot.
First of all, he was wearing a suit the entire time. You don't see who he is. Second
I
of
would've
all,
liked to have seen his face.
that was a guy.
I would have liked to have seen his face.
Whatever.
He's wearing like a gas mask the entire time.
I don't think it mattered really.
I would have liked to have
He
seen his
was only there to be basically
face. He was
cannon
only
fodder
there
for
to
Superman.
pop a fire pilot. He was only there to be Zod's security, like he was in the other movies.
Pretty much. Well, no, it was different. Because in Superman 2, it was Nam and Ursa. Here it's Fiora and Namek. And these are actually characters from the comics. In Superman 2, they created them.
Hmm.
See, the bird likes that.
I think he likes this movie. He always sings the Superman theme. You know, we call him Superbird.
That's
Right?
freaky. Why is it doing that? It's doing the Dark Knight theme now.
He's
Listen to that. It sounds like.
he clicks his beak. He clicks his beak like that when he's happy. He hasn't been out of his cage in a while.
Okay then. I keep hearing the Dark Knight theme out of that for some reason. I don't know why.
You ever notice, if you've ever played Assassin's Creed 3, whenever you get into a battle, a random battle, it plays what sounds like the Walking Dead theme.
Really?
It's like the
We just go off and start singing that, but okay, so I think it's time for me to share my final thoughts on the movie.
If you say it sucked, I will cut you with these birds.
I loved it.
I loved it.
I never really was that big of a Superman
I think
fan.
that it's gonna lose your fandom if they have a Super Hawk.
Probably will. I'm just gonna say.
It'll gain my fandom, but it'll lose yours.
If Hawkman is in the Justice League movie, I will walk out the theater. All right, can you stop making your bird whistle?
Come here, baby. Come here. Come here, baby bird.
So my final thoughts. I thought all the acting was great. I thought like perfect casting pretty much. Russell Crowe was amazing. Kevin Costner was amazing. Henry Cavill was amazing. I loved the chemistry between Cavill and Adams. I mean, it's.
I like Shannon. That's about it.
But I thought, like, I know it wasn't exactly like a romance at first, but you could
then they were
totally tell.
fucking-
No, not really.
I knew the romance was gonna come because it's always a romance between Lois Lane and Superman.
Well, of course, it has to.
Yeah.
Except in the comics now, because apparently they decided that Wonder Woman is better for Superman now.
You know what? I may be in a minority about this, but I love romantic subplots in movies.
I do too. I
mean, I think
that,
it adds
I
to the
think that was
character.
the main plot in the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah,
That was pretty much the main thing.
I think it adds to the character to show
I do
that
too.
they
I
care
like
about
it.
somebody.
Oh yeah, I love the character relationship stuff. That's
The problem
always
is that
great.
not everybody agrees with me because there are a few action movies that have romantic subplots.
And people hate that.
feel
And
that
you know, that's the
people don't
thing.
like that.
This Superman movie has a ton of action in it, but it looks good and it has emotional beats, so it balances out well.
It has
I
a very
think.
heavy, like, emotional tone of just.
Oh yeah, it does.
You should be
'Cause
sad at all
it's-
times.
It's got the emotional weight of a Christopher Nolan movie with the amazing action of a Zack Snyder movie. So you
Yeah.
can't go wrong with this movie.
See it, and then maybe Christopher Nolan will find us and say, "You guys spoiled my movie. You guys are dickheads."
It's not his movie. Well, he came up with the
He
story.
paid for it. He was producing.
Well, true. Well, whatever. Okay, so now I think is the time to bring up our. How do you feel about this being the launch of the DC Cinematic Universe?
I feel good about it.
I do too. I think this is
But
the
is it-
Iron Man of the DC.
I thought Batman was the leader of the Justice League.
In my mind, it's always been that way, even though Superman kind of is. But Batman's a strategist. He's the one who tells everyone what
Batman
to do
will
anyway.
beat
So
the
he
shit out of
seems.
Superman.
So no matter what, he seems like the leader.
Batman will beat the shit out of Superman for
Who
that
knows?
title.
But I'm excited because Warner Brothers, because of the success of Man of Steel, already has been making a ton of money and been breaking records.
It's breaking
they've-
records?
Oh heck yeah!
Records is breaking.
A ton for like best opening weekend, opening night.
This was just the opening weekend, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Amazing.
Indeed, it was. Today's Monday as we were recording this. It's probably gonna be Wednesday by the time it's actually finished
I was
uploading.
supposed to get my $500 check today. I didn't fucking get it. I'm angry.
Why are you getting paid $500?
Because my great grandma died. It's okay. She was
I'm-
part of a family that I hate.
Oh,
She was my last time.
I was gonna say I'm sorry, but
I mean, I
now
liked
you said
her.
that they hate him, so now
I liked her, but I don't like that family. She was my last tie to that family, so it's kind of good news
I'm sorry.
in that sense.
I-
Anyway, moving
on. I'm really sorry for you.
What were you
now, I feel
talking
bad.
about?
It being launched the DC Cinematic Universe and everything.
Mhm.
Now, okay, Warner Brothers has greenlit Man of Steel 2, and they've got
Can't wait to see that.
Goyer and Snyder both attached to it.
you
Nothing
think
has
it's-
been said about Nolan, which kind
you
of freaks
think-
me out a little bit.
It's gonna be as good.
I think
Ooh.
maybe not.
Depending.
I mean, I've
That
never
really
seen-
depends on what villains and what stories they want to explore, because I don't think they should go back to the Krypton type story.
My
Not
one
yet.
worry walking into Man of Steel was they've never done a good Superman movie, in my opinion.
I don't think so. The very first one was good.
That was my one
No,
worry.
they've
walking
never
in.
they've done two good movies.
They've never done
a great one.
They've never
and
done it
this
perfectly.
is just about as perfect as you can get.
Yeah, they had the right actors. Superman wasn't a bumbling
But the
idiot.
thing is, they're gonna keep the same actors, so they're gonna bring the same great performances, and it's gonna be just as amazing to watch them.
I want to see a return of Michael Shannon. Even though he's dead, I want to see AI Michael Shannon.
Well, there's
just like there was AI Jor-El.
Flashbacks.
Just like there
Actually,
was
you know,
AI
that's
Jor-El.
very possible. I mean, remember he overrides Jor-El's circuits with his own in
Yeah.
the ship, so possibly, maybe, I don't know, I
AI
doubt it.
AI Michael
But
Shannon.
so wait a minute. I'm gonna ask you: does this mean that we're never gonna see Jor-El again? Did Zod completely wipe him out?
well, no, because
Lois has the key still, doesn't
Lois had the key.
she? Did she ever give it back to Superman? I don't remember.
She put it in the.
Oh yeah, that's right. So
she put it in the pod.
It blew up with the Phantom Zone.
There's a possibility it could have made it though.
Possibly, but I don't know. And there's one more thing I want to bring up. The blood sample they took from Superman. What if that wasn't brought in the Phantom Zone? What if the government finds it?
What if
And
they
now-
create superhuman, super soldier, super people?
Okay, now this could lead to because I think a great way for them to go would be Cadmus, and Project Cadmus is like this cloning facility. Have them team up with
is that
Star
how
Labs.
they make Bizarro Superman?
That and Superboy. That's what I'm thinking. I think it'd be interesting to do Superboy and Supergirl in the same movie. I think.
Come here, baby.
Or Bizarro might be interesting to see. I mean,
Isn't Bizarro just basically zombie Superman?
he's basically, think of it like
Think of
reverse
Solomon
Superman.
Grundy stealing a supersuit.
It's pretty much just Superman except the opposite. So, but he thinks what he's doing is good, which is kind of the freaky thing.
That is really freaky.
Because he blows stuff up and he's like, me am Superman, me do good. And he speaks like that, which is stupid. But not in Smallville. They made it at least a little better in
What if
Smallville.
they have a black actor play him? So then it's racist.
If anything, if it was a clone, I think it would be the same. It would still be Henry Cavill. That's what they did in
it
Smallville
would be
with
the
Tom
same
Welling.
color.
Actually, Bizarro is normally very white.
Yeah, he's pale. He's like a zombie.
Cavill
Superman,
was actually
so-
quite pale too, if you notice him. He didn't have. But then again, I found the color palette of the movie to be pretty interesting.
It was a brighter movie. Like the colors weren't muted.
I thought so. Some people were going on saying the movie was like too dark in tone. I thought it was pretty bright, especially
was-
when they were in Kansas.
It was dark
the
in
big
tone,
things when they were in
but
Smallville, that was
terms
great.
of the color palette, it wasn't very muted like it was with Batman.
No, I don't think so. Not at all. Not nearly as bad.
No.
So I like that this is the start of the DC universe and everything, and they've already greenlit Man of Steel 2.
Waiting for my Aquaman movie.
I've already greenlit Man of Steel 2 and Justice League. Same people are working on it, and Snyder has said that he's probably going to wind up directing that movie too. So
how do you think they're going to link the Man of Steel universe to the Justice League universe?
how I think? What do you mean?
How do you think they're going to link those two universes?
They're the same universe.
I know they're the same universe, but how do you think they're going to get Superman?
You mean how you think they're going to get to the Superman point?
Yeah. How do you think it's going to be like, hey, I'm Superman and get this new club of people?
Okay. Well, here's the thing. There was a rumor going on a while ago, and this was like a couple days ago. I don't remember if it's been debunked or anything. In fact, I haven't checked on it yet, but there was a rumor saying that Warner Brothers, because Warner Brothers wanted to do a 2015 release date for Justice League to compete with Avengers. And which, kind of a stupid idea, but whatever. And supposedly they want to get a Man of Steel sequel out before that, but they refuse to change the Justice League release date. So supposedly they want to get Man of Steel 2 out before Christmas of 2014.
That isn't good. Because when you rush a movie, it doesn't go well.
I know, that worries me, but you know what? It's a rumor. I don't think it's true. Because what I think is going to wind up happening, I think they're going to wind up doing. I think they're going to push back Justice League and potentially do Man of Steel 2 and maybe another movie in the same year.
Warner Brothers doesn't do that. They don't set a release date for a movie.
No, they don't. They don't have a definitive release date for Justice League either. They just said they want to get it out summer 2015. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think it would be better if they waited another year or two. So, and you know, that's the thing. The thing about Marvel, the reason Avengers was so successful is because the audience knew who everyone was. Mm-hmm. And you can't just go straight from Superman to Justice League.
You need to take a few steps in between. You need to have like
Yeah. I mean, sure, people are going to know who Batman is.
You're going to need a Wonder Woman movie. You're going to need...
Okay, you know, I'm in the minority of this. I think her origin can easily be done in the first 5 minutes of the Justice League movie.
Maybe. Her origin is kind of lackluster.
Yeah, I mean, sure, there's some interesting things you could do with her, but I mean, if you get the right person...
Like, I am Amazon lady. Hello, friends.
If you get the right person to do it, I could see it happening, but otherwise, not necessary. I don't think so.
You know who I'm thinking?
What?
Could be Wonder Woman. Emma Stone. I just want to see Emma Stone in a really skimpy Wonder Woman outfit.
I'm all for it.
You like Emma Stone, don't you?
Oh yeah, I think she's a good actress. There you go. She's a great actress, and she's not. She's also hot. That's what you just said. She's also a hot.
She's also a hot.
A hot. No, she's like the hot.
You look up the book definition of hot, and it's just a picture of Emma Stone.
Couldn't have said it better myself. You know, okay, if I was in charge of this, you know where I would go from here?
Where?
I would follow up immediately with Man of Steel 2. Not like immediately, but okay, I would say 20. I say that's the next one they should work on. I say 2015 should be Man of Steel 2 and some other movie. What movie that is could be up to you.
I'm thinking Martian Manhunter.
As a movie?
Mm-hmm.
You think so?
Because Martian Manhunter doesn't show up much. You know, he's in the Justice League, but he doesn't really do much.
But he doesn't have that big of a story that I think can be told in a movie. I think he does best in the Justice League, and this is why I think I'm okay with them introducing characters like Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Martian Manhunter in Justice League. But you can't introduce Flash and
Flash needs a full movie.
That's what I was gonna say.
And maybe Green Arrow too.
See, that's the thing. I don't think Green Arrow should be in the movie. Because I think, you know,
Don't question Green Arrow.
What I loved about the Justice League was the original 7 members. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman...
And Killer Frost.
The Flash, Green Lantern, and Martian Manhunter. Those are the original 7. And what I hated about the New 52 is that they replaced Martian Manhunter with Cyborg, a member of the Teen Titans. He was never a Justice League before that, I don't think. And what's really pissing me off now is, have you seen the Target commercials with Justice League?
I have not.
Warner Brothers is really pushing the Justice League merchandise right now, which makes me think, yeah, they're going for a Justice League movie, of course. And the lineup in the toy line and everything does not include Martian Manhunter, has Cyborg in it.
Yeah, I saw that actually. I was at Target a few days ago, and there was a big old poster of Cyborg. I was like, what is this doing here?
And I hated that because, you know, it makes me think that they're not going to put Martian Manhunter in it. And the thing is, I think
Martian Manhunter as a character.
I like him better as Cyborg. Granted, there are some cool things you could do visually with Cyborg, but the same thing applies for Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, Martian Manhunter's a fucking shapeshifter. You can do literally everything in the book with him.
Exactly. I mean, see, my dream Justice League movie would be something along the lines of, see, I want Brainiac as the villain.
I want the entirety of the Titans.
What do you mean?
The entirety of the Titans to show up in
Teen
Justice
Titans?
League. Yeah.
Really?
I want Raven, Starfire, Beast Boy, Robin, and Cyborg to show up in Justice
Well,
League.
those are just the TV show lineup. Do you know what the original lineup was?
What?
Original Robin, Dick Grayson, Kid Flash, Wally West, Aqualad, don't remember what his name is.
So it's basically all
and,
the sidekicks.
And Speedy, who's Green Arrow's sidekick. So it was all the original sidekicks, and then they changed it up. And basically, Robin's the only one who's always in the team.
I still want to see Raven, Starfire, and Beast Boy show up.
I don't think in Justice League. I think they could do a Teen Titans movie and make it work. But
I'd like to see a Teen Titans movie.
Okay, but
As the Teen Titans TV show is a wad of crap now.
I still watch it simply because I find it funny, but I would like it if they brought it back for an actual 6th season.
The old
instead
show
of this.
was more serious.
Yes, it was. It was still cartoony and such,
It was
but I
still
love the serious
cartoony
stuff.
and still had those funny moments, but it was still really
But it was
serious.
mixed in with all the seriousness and such, and I like that about
It
it.
had that dark, like, kind of Batman tone of the Batman animated series.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't as
not to that degree. I don't
but
think.
close to it.
It kind of, yes. But okay, my dream thing for a Justice League movie would be basically I would have Brainiac be in the movie and somehow be tied to Krypton, somehow know about it, so it makes it personal with Superman. And the comic books, Martian Manhunter's origin is his since he's from Mars, his race was wiped out by alien invaders. Make it Brainiac. So
Make it the Kryptonians.
Ooh, that's actually an interesting
And then
idea.
Martian Manhunter and Superman can have this whole, like, you know...
That is a great prediction
They can
because
have
they
this whole
talk about how they
chemistry.
colonized a bunch of planets.
Yeah.
How do they know about Earth? Maybe they
Uh-huh.
got that far. Maybe they went to...
Maybe they went to Mars and they said they didn't want to go to Earth.
Because maybe they saw that and maybe...
Maybe
Oh
they
my
saw the
god!
intelligent life forms on Earth and
May-
said,
and you know,
"I'm not
I
going
still
there."
think Brainiac could potentially be a Kryptonian AI. I know they didn't mention it at all, but I still think so.
But I think I would like to see, you know, where the Kryptonians were the ones to wipe out the Martians. So
That is an interesting idea.
so
I never
Superman
thought of
and
that.
Martian Manhunter will have this whole chemistry about, you know, they kind of
And they
hate
have
each
to get
other.
over it.
Yeah.
Because of what their people did to each other. That is great. I applaud you for that. That is a great idea. I love that.
You know,
But-
I hope they don't do the thing that Dragon Ball Z did.
What?
Remember how the Dragon Ball Z movie, the live action one,
That sucked.
Piccolo was the main villain?
Yeah.
That was really dumb.
Yes.
Because Piccolo's he's always on the good side.
Is he?
In the Dragon Ball Z series, he was always a good guy. There was
I just
never-
remembered him as the green dude. That's
It wasn't like Vegeta, where Vegeta was like, "I'm gonna kill you." Oh wait, you're kind of good at fighting. I'm gonna
Was
join
Vegeta
you."
even in that movie?
He didn't show up, I don't think.
That's kind of lame.
But,
Okay, we're not talking about Dragon Ball.
I
Let's
know,
get
but
on
I'm just bringing up, you know, because I just thought about this because Piccolo and Martian
Yeah.
Manhunter are both green.
Okay,
But
well.
like, if they do that kind of thing where Martian Manhunter is the main villain, that would
Oh
be
no
really,
no no
really bad.
no
That
no
would be really really
no
bad.
He's a member of the team. Don't do that.
He's not.
See, like I said, what I think should happen is if they do Man of Steel, like Man of Steel 2, I think should definitely be Lex Luthor be a part of it as like the villain behind everything, and have a secondary villain like maybe Metallo, Bizarro, Parasite, someone that Lex Luthor creates for the government, because this is what I think. Because after all this stuff and the world is basically destroyed, they want to prepare themselves, don't they?
Yes.
So Lex Luthor's like, oh, I got a bunch of money here. I'm helping rebuild Metropolis. I've
Maybe.
created these soldiers and stuff, and that's how he becomes president.
Maybe Lex Luthor finds the vial of blood that was taken.
There you go. Maybe it wasn't in the
And
Phantom Zone. Maybe somehow someone got to it.
And then he starts to clone him.
That could potentially happen. I think that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
And it better not turn into Nuclear Man, because I'd be so pissed.
Yes, 80s rocker man. I love him so much. He's great.
He just had Gene Hackman's voice. That's... Oh, another thing. Lex Luthor, I don't want him to be the Gene Hackman version, because that was some stupid real estate tycoon. Lex Luthor modern day is this business guy.
He's the one who runs Metropolis.
Yes, he's a very manipulative guy. And you see, what I think is he would gain the public's consent in Man of Steel 2 by helping rebuild Metropolis after
Standing
Zod's
on top
attack.
of his tower, he's like, I run this shit.
Pretty much. He's like, he just sends her, I'm on top of the world, you know? I was
He
like,
has
no
his-
one can touch me.
He
you
has
know?
his boyfriend hold him on top of his tower and he does the Titanic.
Shut up. I'm imagining Superman like holding him up in the
On top of the world.
That'd be hilarious, but
And then he throws him into orbit.
no. And well, what I think should happen is Lex Luthor, like in the comics, does somehow become president, and I want him to be involved in Justice League simply because in the comic books he and Brainiac have teamed up before,
Hey, Joey.
and I want that to happen here, and I want him to be outed out so that the Justice League basically impeach him.
I know.
From Office. That'd be pretty kick-ass, I think.
I know this is
Off.
off topic.
This is off topic.
This is
Yes.
off topic, but we forgot to bring this up in the E3 video. What if Lex Luthor becomes president the same way that the Saints becomes president in Saints Row 4?
I don't know anything about Saints Row 4.
Saints Row 4 is about the 3rd Street Saints, which are a street gang.
Well, how do they become president?
The leader of the Saints becomes president, and the Saints basically are his secret service.
Really?
And I think it's all fake, because from what I've seen, it's like they're in a virtual world.
Ah.
So it might be just a thing
True.
that he wants to happen.
Well,
I don't know.
I always like the idea of Lex Luthor manipulating his way to the presidency. I think that'd be
With
a great.
drugs.
I think that'd be a great
Hey, Bush,
thing to
here's
do.
cocaine.
But
Oh, boy, cocaine.
what I really think would be cool, like I said, next thing that you should do is Man of Steel 2 and a Flash movie. I think Flash needs to have a movie.
Maybe Man of Speed.
Wonder Woman, possibly, but I don't think it's
What would they
necessary.
call-
I don't think Aquaman is necessary either, nor Martian Manhunter.
You ever notice? They never actually said the words Man of Steel in Man of Steel.
No, they didn't. I was surprised at that because I
They
thought
also
they would.
didn't say the word Superman until the very end.
Well, they tried to. Or whatever.
His name
But-
is called Superman. Who brought that up? Oh,
But,
Jimmy in accounting.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Jimmy in accounting.
I would have loved that name drop if they did that. Jimmy calls him Superman. But from here, and you know what I would love to see possibly? Maybe Man of Steel 2 can be World's Finest.
World's Finest? What's that?
Batman and Superman.
Buddy cop movie.
Just so you can introduce Batman, because I don't like the idea of introducing him in Justice League.
Batman and Superman in a buddy cop movie.
That'd be freaking awesome. But yeah, you know, that could work because maybe Bruce tries to help rebuild Metropolis after everything. And what I think would be hilarious if he sees Clark Kent and he immediately knows he's Superman and goes, "You owe me a satellite." That would be freaking
That would
awesome.
be amazing. That'd be the best line. You know what
That
the best
would
line
be.
in Man of Steel is?
What?
When Lois Lane is talking to the general, and she says, "Are we gonna keep measuring
Oh,
dicks,
yeah.
or are we gonna?"
I was
get to
surprised
work?"
they said that in that movie. That had everyone
They had
laughing
a lot
in
of
the theater.
like profanity in this movie too. There was a good amount of profanity in this movie.
Not necessarily a whole lot, but it shocked me.
It wasn't a
little
kids
bit.
movie. I'll say that.
No, but I like it. I like the themes of this movie. I think this is a perfect jumping point to the DC Cinematic Universe. This is a great way to start it. I can't wait to see what
I
the
want to
big
see
team does next.
Jackie Estacado in Man of Steel 2.
That's a completely different comic book company, Jacob.
I know, but they
You
work
were
together.
living some crazy delusion. So is Marvel and DC. And do you think a Justice League and Avengers team up movie is ever gonna happen?
Wouldn't that be amazing if?
Actually, you know what? That would be the best thing in the world and would make $1 trillion. But I don't think that
Wouldn't that be
ever
amazing
happen.
if the storyline of Man of Steel 2 is about Jackie Estacado coming
No.
to Metropolis,
No, it wouldn't. I'm still in the camp.
or Superman
think-
going to New York?
Okay, one thing, really quickly. Who should play Lex Luthor? I've heard a couple of people
Bruce
say.
Willis.
I've heard some people say Billy Zane or
Who's
John
Billy
Hamm.
Zane? What's Billy Zane doing?
He's been in a couple of different things. Nothing I can remember off the top of my head, but I'd be fine with John Hamm doing it. He seems to have like the kind of
He was
presence of
in-
doing it.
Billy Zane was in Ass Burglars 3.
I don't think that's a movie.
Should be. I think it is.
We can make it.
No! It's a porno movie about breaking into somebody's house.
We can
and
still
anally
make it.
raping
No, I'm
them.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not. No. We do not endorse that at all. Okay, so thank you all very much for tuning in to our extremely long video of Man of
hope you'll
Steel.
die.
We had a lot to say about this because great movie, love it. Gotta say, scale 1 out of 10. What do you give it?
8 out of 10. I'm kidding, it's a 10 out of 10!
It's a 10 out of 10. There you go. It's a 10 out of 10 from Jacob and a 10 out of 10 from me.
No, you gotta
Perfect
say it
movie.
right. Say it right.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Alright. Perfect movie, great action, great emotional
All the
stories.
actors that were picked
All the
were
actors were amazing. Go see this movie because you know every
Loud.
dollar that this movie makes is one step closer to a Justice League movie. And we all want that to happen.